Now, how many of you know that the NFL is rigged? When it comes to the big games, we believe that there's 3 players on each team that are in on the script or the plan. We know that the referees are all in on it. Over the years, I've seen compelling evidence that it is rigged. And we know that occultic satanic people control the NFL. Now, I stumbled upon this video. It's very interesting. This guy believes that the Patriots are going to win the 2019 Super Bowl. But whenever they use this gematria crap, like 50% of the time, it's always wrong. But what's so interesting about this video right here, this guy stumbles upon a phenomenal revelation about the NFL. If you notice, every decade, there is a team that wins 3 Super Bowls. Like, for instance, the 1970s. Let's go from 1970 to 1979. We can see Pittsburgh won 3 Super Bowls. And then if you look in the 1980s, there's one team that won 3 Super Bowls. And I am still upset about the Pontiac Silverdome. If some of you don't know, the Pontiac Silverdome, this huge indoor stadium, basically a group of idiots won the bid and didn't take care of it, and now it's a big pile of rubble. There was some historic or legendary events that took place at the Silverdome. Into the 90s, we can see that there is one team that won 3 Super Bowls, and that was the Dallas Cowboys. And then past the millennium, till 2009, we can see that there's one team that won 3 Super Bowls, and that was New England. And then when we move on past 2010, this decade, there's only one team even eligible to get 3 wins in this decade, and that is New England. In other words, the Saints only won once. The Packers, I think, only won once. The Giants won once in this decade. The Ravens only won once. I think Seattle only won once. The Broncos one time. And then the Eagles once. So there's no other team even eligible except New England. So it really makes me wonder if this guy is onto something big. So from my understanding, how this works is, let's say it's a 2018 NFL season. Well, that championship is actually played in January, February of 2019. So the 2019 season, the championship would actually be played in January or February of 2020, which would be a new decade. So that's why I think what the guy's trying to say is Tom Brady has to win this coming Super Bowl because it's going to be played in the last year of this decade. So I think that's how this works. Now, if you're like me, you absolutely believe or know this guy is a manufactured or created champion. Right? He has gotten help from the referees. He's gotten help from the occultic power elite that control the NFL. They want him to win, and they choose when he is going to win his next championship. Now, I'm sure many of you watched in 2015 the Super Bowl with the Patriots and Seattle Seahawks, and it's like the last play of the game where the Seattle throws this ridiculous interception and the Patriot guy catches it and they just magically win at the end. That's when my eyes became opened and I started questioning if the big games are rigged or scripted. The coaches would have to be in on it, and each team, I heard, has 3 players that are in on it, and we know the referees are in on it. Now, there is no doubt whatsoever that the wicked power elite stamp their numbers on the territory that they control or own. Just like Michael Jordan, 23. What a coincidence, right? 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 plus 3 is 6. You got 666. And if some of you don't know, the devil's number is actually 9. And that could be why the wicked power elite loves 6 so much, because in reverse, it is a 9. They love to do things in reverse. They have a secret language and a secret numerology. Learn how to walk backwards and learn how to talk backwards. That's why I will never refer to the Most High, the Creator of all, as God. Okay? His official title is not dog in reverse, because that's all that word is, God. It's just dog flipped around. And if you go study the original Hebrewic translation, that word doesn't exist, because they never refer to the Most High as God. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you remember back in the 90s when Michael Jordan returned to the NBA and he had a new number, 45, do you know why he had that number? Because 4 plus 5 equals 9, which is the devil's number. So, satanic numerology, we can see the table of 9, the devil's number, and table of the beast. It's amazing how everything seems to equal a 9. The devil's number is 9. All right, now let's look at some examples or evidence or proof that the NFL, yes, is rigged or scripted. And I believe that it might have a lot to do with sports gambling. In other words, let's say there's a big game on the line and Las Vegas calls the NFL and says, hey, listen, if such and such loses this game, we're going to come out ahead $850 million. So we will give you $250 million. Go ahead and throw this game, such and such. Well, if you're a team owner and you have the chance to make, I don't know, $75 million extra dollars to throw a game, dude, you're probably going to throw a game. So there's a possibility that a lot of these big games evolve around sports gambling. Now, how many of you remember back in early January of 2018 during the playoffs, the Patriots and the Jaguars, and the Jaguar receiver deliberately misses the play? The ball is coming right to him. He could have caught the ball, ran in, and scored a touchdown. They would have won the game. But that's not part of the script. The one that really made me shake my head, like, wow, how many of these brainwashed NFL fans cannot see what's actually happening here? This was back in January 2018 during the playoffs, the Saints and Vikings. I mean, dude, how naive do you have to be to think this is real? All the guy had to do was grab him and take him to the ground, and they would have won the game. And then you've got the Seattle and Broncos during the Super Bowl, and the guy gets caught doing a thumbs up. And then the Bronco player, he deliberately misses the tackle, which kind of makes you wonder, maybe there's more than just 3 players on each team that are in on the big secret. And how many of you remember Super Bowl 50, Peyton Manning's last big game? Cam Newton, instead of jumping on the ball or diving on the ball, he jumps away from the ball. So right there is 4 examples of these so-called sports heroes that have made obvious mistakes. It does make you wonder if these people have to sign secret contracts. Like, if we need you to bend the rules, you will bend the rules. Remember, you're going to get paid millions and millions of dollars. So just do what we say. Play hard and put on a show for all the NFL fans out there. Now, there is another theory, and that theory is the 6-Day movie, where, remember that movie where it shows that the NFL players are actually clones and they're almost under mind control? And if they screw up too much, they're going to get replaced with another clone. So, this video that I made about the Patriots winning Super Bowl 53 that I deleted, I want you to check out some of these comments. This guy says it's the Saints' year, and if Brady gets 6, it will be next season. Says this Jim guy let the cat out of the bag during Sunday at the end of the Pittsburgh game. Now, I think the Jim guy that he's talking about is this Jim Martez. So he let the cat out of the bag. Now, what I find so interesting about this guy's comment is that Tom Brady's last year for his contract is actually next season, the 2019 season. We know that John Elway went out as a winner. Peyton Manning went out as a winner. Right? This is Super Bowl 33. This is Super Bowl 50. So there's a possibility that Tom Brady might go out as a winner in Super Bowl 54. So you might want to keep that in mind.